Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're here with another Red Zone video with the new Carnival LR Sword of Hope Trunks. Let me quickly turn that on before I forget. And yeah, the first one, he actually done pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know fully how to feel about this guy. I know he does perform much better with at least one dupe, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of. I know naturally that's gonna happen with any unit in the game. They will perform better with a dupe. That's normal. Oh, okay, future Gohan Deluxe. That's really frustrating. I don't want to use an item because it's just kind of unnecessary for everyone else on the rotation. So I'm just hoping we don't get super attacked in slot 1 and then we're chilling. Okay, I mean, we took a ton of HP, but I mean, at least that means that future Gohan does get his damage reduction, so there's that. Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about him. Like, every unit is going to benefit from having a dupe. Naturally, any unit will perform a lot better with a dupe. That's just going to happen. The only thing is, at 55%, Trunks' film feels incredibly underwhelming. Damage-wise, he's pretty good. Can do a decent amount of damage in one turn, especially if those additional supers do pop. Of course, he's stacking defense, which is nice. I just think at 55%, it takes him a little bit too long to get going, even though that doesn't affect his stacking if he has dupes or not, but at least you have the extra stats to kind of help him out. But 55%, I don't know. As I said, I kind of don't know how to feel about him with no dupes. As I said, I kind of... He's fun to use, especially if your additional supers are popping. He can work really well, has good units around him, very good slot 1 unit of Vegeta and Trunks. I'm a big fan of that. As I said, damage is very good. His standby is amazing. Do not get it twisted. His standby is great. Just his form before that, his base form, non-standby, whatever you want to call it, just without dupes at 55%, he just feels a bit lackluster. And I know his kit is heavily RNG based, but I feel like he should have had like a guarantee on top of the fact he gets 30% damage reduction in total after supering 3 times. Please don't lock him, by the way. He's okay. Omega, why are you like this? This happened the first few times when I tried to make this video. This was meant to be the first one I made of him. But because of how much of a bitch Omega is, that didn't end up happening. I mean, linked up with Gohan right now, he still looks fairly well. 186k defense. Let's not forget as well, he isn't going to super attack, which means he isn't going to stack. Which also means he's not going to get any of his damage reduction. Like, it's just not a possibility. So the only saving grace right now is these two are getting super attacked, and Trunks also has type advantage, so there's that. I feel like he should have had some guarantee on top of the damage reduction he can build up every turn. So like maybe he just starts with 20-30% and then attach the kind of RNG. Oh, if Trunks super attacks, he'll get 10% for each super attack he does up to 30%. I feel like he should have had some just guaranteed damage reduction in there. Didn't need to be a lot, just 20-30% would have helped him out a lot. And I do think he should have been stacking on both 12 and 18 key. I felt like that would have added a lot more consistency to his passive. It would have made him a lot more stable, a lot more secure before you get to the standby. It would have made him a lot more better overall, especially at 55%. Yeah, so my main consensus right now is I kind of don't know how to feel about him. I think if I did have dupes, I think I'd probably have a different story. Of course, he's tagging double digits here. If he wasn't, I'd be concerned. But yeah, if I had dupes, I feel like my opinion would be completely different on him right now. Or it would be a lot better than it actually is. But as a damage-wise, very good. If the supers do pop, great. You know, 30% damage reduction, stacking, you know, potentially 2, 3. And especially because he's a Fizz unit and I have skill equips on him or skill orbs on him, could potentially super attack 4 times, which is 3 to 4 30% attack and defense raises on each of those. So, if all the RNG, you know, happens, if all the boxes are ticked, he's very good. He's decent at 55%. And that can still be applied to if he has dupes. But at least with dupes, you've got a bit extra. There's more chance of the additionals. He has crits. He has the extra stats. Whereas, you know, if those things don't happen at 55%, things can get a little techie. I've seen it already. This phase, he got absolutely mollywopped on, which I'll show you right now. Like, he got decimated. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously he has type disadvantage here, worst case scenario, but like, I don't know how well he's going to be tanking against some of the harder enemies in the game. Annoyingly right now, though, we do not have Trunks on rotation. I mean, he's going to be on the next rotation, so it's fine, and at least there's a Vegeta and Trunks there, so it doesn't actually matter too much. But this is where things can get a little techie, and if those additional supers aren't happening, you know, he isn't stacking too much, he's not getting his 30% attack and defense raises, and he's not getting his damage reduction, things can get kind of techie, because he's got nothing else to help him out. He's got nothing else to help him out. If those additional supers don't happen, he's got nothing else to cover him. Which is why I kind of would have loved some guaranteed damage reduction at the start of turn, to just kind of help him. And I said, this is where my opinion right now with him is very like 50-50. It's like very flip-flop. Like, I just don't know how to feel about him at 55%. I feel like he should have been better, especially to help this kind of scenario out. Alright, Gohan's popping off with a triple. You do that, bruh. Love that. Got his guard as well, type advantage. Hell, you can even super attack him if you want. I don't really mind. Yeah, you do that. You do that. As long as you don't super attack next turn, we're good. We're golden. Still took 102k though. Okay. So actually, there's literally no attacks in slot 2. He's up to 261k defense. The thing that's okay here, right, is the fact that this phase is going to be a bit techie for him, just because he has type disadvantage, and also there's the possibility of in the beginning, which obviously did happen, of not only being sealed, which is annoying because you need him to stack, he gets sealed, he can't stack, also can't super attack, which means he doesn't get any damage reduction. He got locked off of the rotation, which is really annoying. And then this phase he has type advantage. Sorry, type disadvantage. So it's not looking good for him right now, but the first phase he does have type advantage, so he's going to be fine no matter what. I mean, we literally saw that while he was sealed, like no super attacks, fine. As a damage output with this guy is very nice, even at 55%. Like, he's putting out some very good numbers, on top of the fact that he can additional super like 3-4 times potentially, is great. The amount of damage Trunks can actually do in a turn is great. It's just, if only he was critting, like, he would generally melt health bars. Like, damage output is great. I just feel if they were going to go down that we're actually popping off right now with the additional supers. Really? Bitch. I just feel like if they were going to go like the hyper-focused offensive route, I feel like maybe they should have just let him stack attack instead of defense. Or my biggest thing instead of that would have been give him crit. Give him crit on super or something. Because then, like, we can really do some damage with Trunks, and then, you know, defensively at 55% more so, at least the enemy's probably going to be dead, or you're probably going to be past that phase before you kind of have to worry about him, like, being caught. But that's just my opinion. But he's doing really well right now. As I said, I'm very... It's mainly the 50... Really? Dodge. You've dodged everything else. If you don't dodge this, you're a bitch. Thank you so much. Love you. Gotta use words of endearment, man. But yeah, as I said, I think if I had dupes, I probably wouldn't feel this way about him. I'd probably be like, yeah, he's pretty decent. You know, can he be a bit techie sometimes? Yeah, sure. But he's great. I feel like that's for certain. I feel like if I had dupes in this guy, my opinion would be a bit more towards like, oh, I'm liking him quite a lot. But because I don't, and how dependent he is on RNG with the additional supers, I'm a bit like, I don't know how to feel about it. So we'll just see. You know, we're going to be taking him in against all the red zone enemies we can. Shadow Dragon event. I'll end up formulating an opinion at the very end. And being like, yeah, do you know what? Trunks is actually pretty good after all. Maybe I was a little bit too harsh. Or, yeah, no, maybe he still could have been better. I do still think they could have done a few things to his kit just to make him a little bit better in base before his standby. I do think that's a fact. And I think a lot of people will agree with me. And again, it's more noticeable at 55%. But his standby is great. His standby is amazing. Love it. But of course, you're only in it for 4 turns tops. And even then, I'm pretty sure you only get to see it for 2 turns because it's 4 turns in general, not, you know, every time he appears. But even though we haven't managed to stack him up much in this event, which isn't really too much of a problem because, again, he's going to have type advantage at the end and Omega has KO supers, what have we managed to get up to? Because he should be fine regardless. And we've also got his standby. 363k. Now, that's not enough to handle Omega's basics, which, again, isn't his fault. But with the type advantage, he'll be good, especially after 1 super as well. So we're going to pop his standby. The animation is slow. We're just not going to play it this time around because we've already seen it plenty of times. And we're going to get that jazzy blue aura around us. Of course, now that we're in the standby, we do have the guard for, was it 1 turn, I'm pretty sure? Yeah, we have the guard for, no, we have the guard as long as we're in slot 1, which we can actually do here because Vegeta and Trunks, you know, we don't have to be hit by a super attack, so them not having guard isn't really an issue. And of course, we've got damage reduction for 1 turn. So we've lost a bit of defense, but again, it doesn't matter. You know, we're going to slide him in slot 1 just to do it. Also, again, has type advantage here, so it's not like he's in any risk whatsoever. I'm pretty sure we've got 5 more key spheres. I could be wrong. I hope not, because if we got 5 more key spheres, we have a guaranteed additional. Again, damage-wise, I really like what he's doing. Again, especially with the amount of times he can additional super. He can do some good damage. Like, very good damage. And unfortunately, we're just not getting them right now. I mean, we don't need them, but it would have been nice because he would have melted Omega's health bar with the type advantage. So we definitely got the 5 or more key spheres. And then, as I said, while he's in standby, he's great. He's great. Even though he only has the 50% damage reduction for 1 turn, since you're only in standby for 4, by the time you're ready to pop his finish skill is the first time he's going to be back without the 1 turn 50% damage reduction, which is great. Which is great. Even though he would still have God anyway in slot 1. The amount of damage we've done from Trunks alone, can you imagine if those other, what, two basics were additional supers? Omega would literally be borderline dead right now. Like, we would generally probably be going into this phase about to end the event. So I'm going to pop this because I haven't seen this in so long and it's just amazing. I don't have the sound on. I would love to because obviously these voice lines just slap. Not that I'd be able to hear it because I'm recording, but still. Haven't seen this in a hot minute. And I haven't actually used this Super Saiyan form of God Goku in a hot minute either, so this is going to be kind of fun. Big 5.5 mil crit for him. Let's give him all of these. But yeah, Trunks has done really well here. Of course, one of the major things in his benefit is the fact the first phase has type advantage, the final phase has type advantage. He would have been stacking the entire time as well, which again, we didn't really get to do because he got sealed and then locked off the rotation. We had to bring him back. Or at least we got him on the second rotation. But because of the type advantage, it didn't really matter that we hadn't stacked up too much. And of course, with that type advantage, because of the additional supers, because of the extra damage he's doing in the standby, he's doing a ton of damage, which is great. Second phase can get a little bit techie, as you've seen. He can get one-shot by Omega in the second phase. Basics, I'm pretty sure he would be fine. Actually, if he super attacked 2 or all 3 times, I think he'd be okay. If he didn't, definitely not, because just relying on sheer defense just isn't enough. I think even potentially with 10% damage reduction, it wouldn't be enough because he wouldn't have stacked up that much by then. Oh, perfect. What a way to end the video, bro. We're going to let Trunks do it. And I'm actually we're going to play the animations properly.
I won't let you win! I'll never let you destroy our will to live!
Big 16 million crit. Love that. As I said, he done really, really well here. He done pretty well against Cell Max. Just again, him at 55%, I'm not completely convinced, but he's done really well so far. He is fun to use. I do like using him. Great units around him, great rotation, great slot 1 unit. Just at 55%, he needed a little bit more to be a bit more consistent and to not be kind of underwhelming. But so far, so good. We've got like 3-4 videos to make on him. maybe my mind will change. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you next video, guys. Take care of the rest of your day, and peace.